Hi and welcome. I'm Sandy from Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I am really excited to show you a technique that is completely new to me. I have been stamping for a long time and I have never noticed this technique before. So we're going to get started almost right away. What would I like to tell you? Oh, well, the kits are on buy one, get the other one half price, and it's the more expensive of the two that is half price. Unheard of, I know. Anyway, so here we go. Today, as you can see, I'm going to be using this stamp set, Bottled Happiness, and it is from the new annual catalog. And so we're going to use this one, and this one. So I'm using the larger floral images. And I'm using this one, this stamp from Happiness Abounds for the sentiment, for the greeting. So wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. You can use any of these. I just wanted to make a birthday card. Thus, I needed to get something a little more birthday than here. This is a fantastic set. I've played with it for a couple days now. Trying to get this technique down until all of a sudden the lights came on and I went, oh, duh, got it. Anyway, love both of them. Definitely love both. So, the technique I'm doing today is called Faux Linen. So, and the stamps I'm using are photopolymer. Thus, I need something cushy. This is just a piece of paper over top of my piercing mat. Also, everything I'm going to show you today is available in the catalog. We'll just say that right off the bat. Except this. Except this is tissue paper. You know, you get a gift, keep the tissue paper because you're going to use it for stamping. Who knew? Now, what I discovered yesterday is, let's pretend they were the red rubber, which is this kind. You would still want to put a piece of paper underneath because tissue paper is so thin, the color bleeds right through. You'll see what I mean in a couple minutes. Let's choose our colors for today, which are Blackberry Bliss and Evening Evergreen. So it's kind of an elegant looking card, I would say. Kind of rustic, too. Old-fashioned? Not sure. All right, so let's not do what I did yesterday, which was I stamped the wrong one. So we're going to keep this one with more of the floral image on the Blackberry Bliss side. And you notice how stained this is? Don't worry about it. That's all of the red pigments in the stamps turn them kind of pink. Now, I've never had this happen before, but I did use a lot of Evening Evergreen yesterday. And it seems to have changed it to kind of a bit of a yellow. Again, doesn't affect anything. I also have this branch, and this will go to the Evening Evergreen side. All right, now yesterday, I was stamping a little this morning too. I got my fingers really inky, so I apologize in advance for being super inky. Okay, so I'll just show you what I'm doing here. Just kind of squishing it in, tap, tap, tap. Not so hard that I get the outside. I stamped so much yesterday that I had to clean my stamps. It was so much. Let's go here. Right at this point, while making this, there is no up and down, just so you know. I'll decide that after I've got everything stamped. So back into the ink pad, I am going to turn it and just stamp again. And I don't have a pattern so much in my mind, just that I know I want to do this large stamp 3 times. And I'm going to fit that right in there. So they kind of look like almost like one continuous stamp. Okay, set that off to the side where I won't ink myself. I am going to need this again, but I will close it. So Blackberry Bliss. That's a color. These I always thought of as Christmas colors. I don't know why. Well, I guess because I like my Christmas cards sometimes. Every time I make a card, it's like I change my style. But I find these to be kind of rustic colors. Alrighty, so we'll squish one over here. And right now this doesn't look like very much, just so you know. Really doesn't look like much at all. Oh, I inked my stamp already, as in ink the corner here, so I do want to be careful. I'm gonna do, maybe I'll do another one of these. I want to be able to fit in. I may do more, don't know yet. I want to be able to fit in these so they show this leafy sprig of a branch. Uh-oh, we'll try to avoid that spot. Well, let me clean that actually. I don't want to do it twice. Once is okay, twice is now you're getting messy. Go back in there again. And I didn't even feel like I squished the stamp. And I don't want them all going the same direction. Any little oopsies you might be able to cover up with your sentiment layer. You just never know. Now, remember I said the ink bleeds right through? This is why we have paper underneath. We don't want to get our stamping or piercing mat messed up. Yeah, let's see. Let's just see. I think I'm going to do one more green one here. I don't know if it's going to cover that or not, but we'll find out. And if it doesn't, that's okay too, because we will work around it. Oh, I've done it again. Apparently this morning I'm stronger than I think. Could be the gardening yesterday. Back-breaking work to all the gardeners out there. I salute you. Good gracious. I lasted about half an hour when my back gave out on Saturday and about the same on Sunday. Okay, I think I will stop there. Okay. By the way, this is a really easy technique that anybody can do. I need to let this dry, so we're going to continue on with the rest of the card. I'm going to bring out another piece of paper to protect my work surface, and we'll get some of the goodies done. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment. As mentioned, it's from the Happiness Abounds, and we're doing this in Blackberry Bliss onto very vanilla cardstock. There's something I also don't use very often, is very vanilla cardstock. I would have to say, wow, maybe a couple times in the last year. I don't know why I'm not showing it enough love. Don't know. I do not know. So that part's done. I think we're done for now with those. I'm going to bring in a couple of pieces as we got a bit of punching to do. Alrighty, so this, if I turn it over, it's going to be very glary for you, so I'll be gentle. Okay, so this large looking punch is the Label Me Lovely. And because we're not paper wasters, I'm not going to do it right here. I'm going to get as close to the edge as I can. So when I say that, I'm looking where's the bottom, where's the side, and give it a punch. Always punch upside down so we can see what we're doing and how it comes out. Isn't that a pretty shape? Love it. That's Evening Evergreen. And next, okay, we're done with that one. Oh, the other punch is underneath the rest of the card. This little punch is the Label Me Fancy Punch, and let me think. Oh, I'm like, what am I doing with this? This just fits perfectly. Now what I'm going to do, I want to make sure I get it as straight as possible. So I like to take, probably the bottom one's better, and just bring that up a bit. So I have this in here, but it's not pressing down. I don't commit until I'm ready. All right, there we go. Now this does punch out a little bit, a couple little extra pieces. You've got it'll do a slot, which you can't see here because it's right off the paper. And it does a little dot too, which you can see, which is kind of cool if you need something that you're going to put like some twine through. All right, and now, so we have that, and we have that. We bring in the bow punch. I only want the little guy here. So I'm going to take this, and I'm not putting the whole piece in. I don't need this one. I just want the little one for this card. I found that it looked the nicest. Because I don't want any like really large items on my card. I don't want anything to take away from the design. Just using these little guys. I'm going to do 3 of them. So you notice I'm kind of working my way around the paper. So this part is still good for heat embossing or whatever I choose. It's a little bit hard to see, believe it or not, with my eyes anyway, on the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so that's 3 of those. I think that's all I needed. But wait, I need... Oh, did I mess one up? Nope, just a little side piece. Phew! All right, and I do need 2 of these. Oh, maybe I can get one over here. Oh, and I can. There's one. And this one, I don't think I'm going to be quite as lucky. So it's a little bit further over. There, and 2 of those. Have you noticed something about this card so far? Get rid of all the little extras. Alrighty. Next thing. I'm just going to put all those guys to the side. This is an absolute must. Oh, I'm not telling you, by the way, what's different about this card from all my others. Not yet. See if you've figured it out yet. All right. You absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, have to have a silicone pad for this. And I'll tell you why. Because we're going to make a huge mess. So, bringing Very Vanilla again. And this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And this you have to have liquid glue. Okay, it would be very handy too if you have a sponge. So I took a sponge, chopped it into smaller pieces, and then I added a little library clip. And the reason for that is I don't want to get my hands sticky. They're going to get sticky. I just don't want them super sticky. Oh wait, before we do that, because I want to be ready. I don't want the glue to dry too much. You bring this piece back in. Okay, it's dry, and I don't like it. And you know I'm totally kidding, right? This is the technique. No, when I was doing this yesterday, I went, this just seems like a shame. But it isn't. Now, what you want to do is open it up gingerly. You do not want to tear. As I say this, I'm hoping not to tear it. You don't want to tear the tissue paper at all. This is the point where I'm going to decide before I put the glue down about what angle I want. Now you notice how much bigger this piece of tissue paper is than the actual card front. That's because we're going to wrap it around, and we want to make sure that we've got as much as possible on there. I'm liking it just like this, so I'm going to attempt to get it as close as possible to this. All right, right there. And now the glue. Now, I also do paper quilling. If you're not familiar with that, check my Instagram. I believe I've put one little item there. This one's ready to go. Don't put a blob, okay? Put a line. I find this works best with my paper quilling as well, because I don't want to dip into a blob. Okay, now I've seen some people kind of go like this and paint it on. I found that by doing the pouncing of the glue, and I'm going to need more, I found by pouncing, it kind of kept more of the crinkles in the design. One thing you do want to do is you need to make sure also that you get to each corner you want and the sides. I know, and I always, you know me, less glue, not for this one. You need to make sure that you've got most of it covered. I don't think the entire thing is an absolute necessity, but the 4 corners are. So I'm going to move my finger. And I believe we've got it. All right. I keep my sponge in a little airtight container. I'll close that up later because it's kind of loud when I close it. All right. Now, move that out of the way. Your desk may get a little bit gluey. You know what's really hard to tell with this is which is the top and which is the bottom. Don't let it touch. If you let it touch, it will stick. I think we were going this direction. Or were we going this direction? I think we were going this direction. Now, I can't really see the paper, and this is why I say I'm going to make it mostly go where I think I want it to go. And if I'm doing it upside down from what I planned, no biggie. Okay, give it a pat. Pat it down. And check out all the wrinkly crinklies. That's the texture. That is the technique. Anyway, we're not done with, oh, we're not using that. I'm gluey enough, okay? I am gluey enough. So I'm going to use Stampin' Seal. I found that to be really helpful. I am tearing away some of the sides. I want to get to the side. Now you notice this. Check this out. This is as dark as the front. That's what I mean that it, wow, not too close. Okay, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want too much bulk at the corners. Okay, you know, it's just like if you were recovering, reupholstering something, you want to get a little piece at the edge so you don't get a big messy corner. There we go. See what I mean by how easy this is? Now, I'm using seal because, one, this will seep through and you're going to get extremely gluey fingers, and it's going to be really hard to manipulate. I wouldn't suggest glue dots because you need the whole thing to stick down. So I'm actually going to do corner to corner. And if you miss the corner like me, go back and get the corner. There we go. And then kind of awkward showing you, but just fold it all back. We're going to trim a bunch of this, or I can just rip it now. And then we're going to do the next corner. So here we go again. So if I was using liquid glue of any kind, right now my fingers would be stuck to this. Okay, same thing. Pull it right up to the edge and over you go. I can trim that down after. Anything that needs trimming, we do that last. It's no biggie. All right. Especially if you don't get your corners as neat as you had planned. And that happens. It's no biggie. No biggie. That must be my word of the day. Or my phrase of the day. No biggie. No biggie. So in the comments, let me know, have you tried this technique before? And what do you think of it? Now, as I was making these yesterday, I think I made 5. And I'll show you the difference. Okay, so check out how it looks kind of antique-y and kind of cool. And I didn't get that edge down as nice. You want to fix the edges before you glue it on. So here's the difference. See the difference? I had been using a white background. Oops. What you want to do is use ivory. If you want it to look antique-like, you need to use ivory, very vanilla. Call it what it is, Sandy. Okay, so I'll put that away and bring in some of the card elements. So here's my base, and it is Evening Evergreen, and it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So we're going to glue this down. And does it matter? Top, bottom? I think I'm going to go this way. So just like it is. And I'm not real happy with this little piece here. So hang on 2 seconds. You know do you ever do this? You set something down and then automatically you can't find what you're looking for. That is me. All right, I just want that to stick down a little bit better. Just a little bit. Alrighty, now to the gluing. And yeah, you're probably going to get gluey here too. I only glue the outside. There's no reason to squiggle squaggle on the inside here. The outside will hold. We're not paper wasters. We're not glue wasters. No, we are not. Alrighty. And this way you can also pick it up like this and mostly not get gluey. And I say mostly. Please do not be bigger than my card. What did I do? Hang on. This is why we check. Ah, Sandy, what did you do? Hang on, Sloopy. I'm bringing in my cutter. Did I cut that wrong? I cut that wrong. Ugh. How am I going to do? Oh, you know what? We'll go edge to edge. Okay. Well, so much for the outside. Wait, did I do it too tall too? Ah, okay. Alrighty. So it's going to go edge to edge, but not top right to the bottom because it looks like, how could I do that? You know, I always check my measurements. In fact, I checked, oh, I wonder if I used the wrong piece. I bet I did. Okay, so what we're gonna do, the sides go side to side, and the top and bottom, because I cut those properly, left a little bit. So this piece should be 4 1/4 or 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, but it's 4 1/4 across. Not the end of the world. But I do have to recut one of my pieces. So let's get the cutter in, because my piece is not long enough now. Let's see what we have here. Does that go across? Nope. Okay. This should. Alrighty. Alrighty. So I needed a piece of Blackberry Bliss as a band across the card. So I'm going to cut it at, let's go for 1 inch. I think that's what I did on the original. Oh no, I think I did 3/4 of an inch. This will still work. Okay, so it's 1 inch by 4 1/4. So it should have been, and if it goes over a bit, which apparently it does, I just trim that off at the end. Let's bring in our pieces. Now, the next thing is to determine where this will go. So it could go down here. Let's see how it looks. Just going to kind of put it on. It's not going to look like this. I just want to see. Do I want to put this one down here? No, you know what? I see a little bleeding of color right there, so I want to cover that up. And that's what we do. We cover things up. Oh, there we go. You know what? I'm going to trim that right now. I don't know why I'm doing that off to the side. Okay, that's better. Okay, and I'm going to use liquid glue for this. Let me think with my little brain. Nope, this went on first. Yeah, this did. Okay, so remember we punched out this piece in Evening Evergreen. I'm going to set that down first. That pretty much covers up that area. And I just want to make sure it's straight to the edge. Looks good. And then I'll put this piece on. There is a method to my madness. All right, I'll do it this way. And right about, I want to get it even on the ends of it. Not sure what this is on my, I will cover that too. Oh, we are good at covering. One more thing. I wanted to do 2 of these. This is going to be popped up, and I've just remembered that now. So bring the punch back in. You can tell I do my videos pretty much on the fly. I have some pieces prepared, but then the other one I rely on my memory, which is suspect at times. So I'm going to pop this up. I'll glue these 2 together. Okay, make sure I don't glue the greeting to the inside. Use your desktop. There we go. That's better. We'll go like that. And then we have all these little cutie pies to put in. So, and we have one more element. So, well, there's 2 actually, but we'll do one at a time. This is the glittered organdy ribbon. And how width is it? 3/8 of an inch. See how sparkly it is? I just wanted to add a little something something to the card. So I don't need a lot. You know, I think sometimes, well, I used to shy away from ribbon because I'm like, oh, I'm just going to use too much and I'm not going to be happy, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? That's not true. You're not going to use too much. You will not use too much. Okay, glue dots. Almost to the end of the roll. Yay! And take your pick tool. All right, so what I'm going to do is just put a couple of glue dots down just to hold the ribbon in place. They look a little low. Let's see. No, they're good. That is perfect. So I cut it on an angle. You can do it straight. Pretty open about, you know, this is your card too. You can do whatever you like with it. All right, and then we start bringing in these little elements. Oop, wait, let's pop that up. I did say we're going to pop it up. Let's pop it up. Now the mistake I made on the first card is I had already put the dimensionals on the back of my sentiment layer and then tried to put the ribbon on, and guess what? It wouldn't stick. So this is why we're doing it this way. You might be wondering why I'm covering this up. I just thought it looked kind of cool. I did, so that's why I did it that way. Now, don't put that on yet. So that's going to go right there. Let's get more glue dots, and we're making little bunches, kind of. So go like that, and that, and that, and then those two can go on the other side. All right. This frustrates me so much, so I always rip this little end off. I don't need it for anything. It is not required. And I like to just stick them together if I can. Get on there. Y'all, get on there. Oh, we got a glue dot that's being particular. Already? We'll do it this way. There's more than one way to do it. This probably is the better way. I'm going to put a glue dot there. I guess that's the bottom. This is probably the top. If I've got my sentiment going the right way, I do. So we'll make little bunches this way. We don't fuss. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? We can make it work. I would like that together though. Oh, so note to self, don't put your dimensionals on first either. You know, it's funny as a card maker, if I was just doing this on my own without doing a video, I would have recognized that. But no, as soon as you do a video, you're like, I wonder how many oopsies I can make in one video. Please don't count. Please don't count. I'd be so embarrassed. No, I wouldn't actually. They just happen. Mistakes happen. That's why they call us humans. Let's get that a little closer. A little closer. Sandy's not happy yet. What I like about glue dots is it gives you the opportunity to move things around. And I like that. I think that's kind of cool. And if you don't like where they are, well, glue them more. Oh, that one stuck to my finger. No persnickety glue dots today, thank you. Oh, I keep holding it to myself. Like, nope, you don't get to see this. Alrighty. But you do get to see this. I'm going to just nip off that end just a little bit. I didn't throw that on the floor, by the way. I threw it into my recycle bin, which is directly beside me. It's pretty much right there. Not those, though. It's pretty much right there all the time. We have scraps. I don't want them on my desk, so I have to make it convenient. So we use our recycle bins, etc. Alrighty. Now we're stuck to the desk. There we go. All right, I may have to angle those a little bit more. I just kind of aim for the center of that piece. See how you don't see these guys so much, but they're there, and that's all that I wanted was for them to show just a little bit. Yep, your desktop will get gluey. All right, so on my original, I used, can I find them? Well, I had them. Oh yeah, I have them right at hand. On the original, I used the 2021 to 2022 in color opal rounds. And then I was digging through this morning and I thought, what about the black matte dots? So I'm going to kind of do a little test. One thing with tissue paper is even though it's glued down, you still can rip it if you put stuff down. And you don't really want it. Okay, let's take a look at these guys. I just kind of wanted something kind of subtle. And for once, believe it or not, my beloved basic rhinestone jewels didn't go with this. They just didn't go. So I think I will go with these. And I think I will go with the lighter color. Come to Sandy. Come to Sandy. And just kind of place them. And up there. And come to Sandy. I know other people use this end, the putty end, but I just don't. Don't know why, I just don't. I don't. I kind of like when they get stuck to my finger. They're very easy to get off of there. And probably another one. Alrighty. So I think that's 5 of them. I think that will suffice. The other product that you know, you've watched my video, if you've watched my videos before, you know I love is Wink of Stella. Don't use it on this, okay? Ask me how I know. What will happen is it will bleed the colors. Don't do it. Don't do it, don't do it. Okay, so did you figure out what I didn't use on my card? I will tell you. I didn't use any dies, gasp, and I didn't use any embossing folders, double gasp. Unheard of. I know, but that means you can make a card using punches quite easily. And anyway, I'm going to bring in the original. So you see, no two will look identical, and I love that. I love that. So my friends, that is the video. If you could give me a thumbs up, YouTube loves thumbs up. Comments also, I reply to all of them. Unless they're inappropriate, then I delete them. And please hit subscribe and the little bell. Click the little bell, you'll know when I've uploaded a video. I will put all the essential links, well, all the essential links actually are in the the description section, which will give you links to my store, to my blog for more inspiration, Instagram, what else? Facebook as well. There's a lot more content as well on my Facebook page because you can just post pictures and stuff instead of videos, and that's the way it works. So anyway, my friends, thank you so much for watching today. Love to hear your comments, and have yourself a wonderful week. Looks beautiful. So I'm going to probably go out and go pick some more weeds. Yay. Alrighty. Bye-bye.